Hello, folks. July 20th here at Happy Dog Farm. It's like 64 degrees out and it's raining, and it's such a blessing. I know that some of you are really hard up for rain right now. Um, we needed it too. Not nearly as bad as some of you, but it's a wonderful thing. I sowed buckwheat yesterday, just before this all started. I'm hoping to put a smother crop into the new planting, but that's what we're not what we're here to talk about today. What we're going to talk about is I'm working in the barn because it's raining outside. Okay, what am I doing in the barn, you may ask? Well, this is part two. Barn's been neater, but here we go. I am prepping to put a shop into this space. Okay. And what I want on the floor is a 6-inch thick concrete pad sitting on 1 inch of foam. There will be steel inside of the concrete, that goes without saying. There will be a vapor barrier, plastic, between the concrete, and it's probably going to go underneath the foam to prevent moisture from coming up in the ground and making it unnecessarily chilly. And there will be drains installed, trench drains, one on each side coming up the middle, and they will go into this sump, and the sump will be discharged out the back of the barn. Now this is all rinse water or cider, not even brown water, not even really gray water, just wet, and I need it out of here, and I can't go the shortcut because the electrical service is buried out there. That would be bad. Now, get the little lens out. This is my dirt, okay? If you look at this dirt closely, and you can see I'm chipping it up, it's hard clay. And you think, oh man, what an idiot. Why is he trying to dig up hard clay? This is not stupid. This is one of my, I don't think this is stupid. I think this is a good idea. I think it was stupid we worked so hard last time. The rototiller. The neighbor has been kind enough to let me use their rototiller, and I'm using my small handy dandy one for around the edges to cut the floor. Basically, it's shaving it up really nicely. You go around a couple times with the rototiller, you shave it up. You can use a really lightweight scoop bucket. You know, all you're doing is scooping it up, and it goes into the bucket of the tractor, and it goes away. This is really making it easier to put the floor down. Rototilling. I'm in the barn. I can't get the tractor into this space. I couldn't move around much if I wanted to. So I had to have some place to shave the floor down. And with the weather we've been having, anything labor saving, the rototillers really help. Now, Al, what's with the pink string? Well, the pink string is to give me a sense of how deep am I? Where am I going? I gave you the numbers before. There's going to be a minimum of 3 inches of gravel underneath the foam, underneath the concrete. I want at least 3 inches. I would prefer 6. Now, if you add all that up, that comes up to a 13-inch cut from grade. Grade for this room is going to be, if you look where the floor of the main aisle is, that's the surface I want to match up to because I don't want to trip stepping down or stepping up. So that's the surface. The string is level. Okay. And obviously I'm getting really good at the middle. I'm not so good on the edges. But this is giving me a sense of how far I need to go. I really have got a pretty honest 10 inches everywhere, and I'm only doing half the shop at a time, just so I can move all that stuff out of the way, and then I'll start shaving on that side. So it's coming along nicely, but what I'm going to point out is the labor saving. If you ever have to dig out one of these, and you're on anything but sand, the rototiller does a real bang-up job of ripping up the floor. You know, it does a great job. You just go around and be careful, watch your toes. And the little portable one is really nice for working around the edges. I need to do some more of that. It's tedious as all get out. But between this and the tractor, so I don't have to sit there with a wheelbarrow all the time, I got nothing to complain about. It's just a great way to kill a day, I guess. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. That's the progress report so far here at Happy Dog Farm for our the shop going in. What's a challenge, you can see behind me, are the trench drains. The trench drains, where the pipe comes out and descends beneath the drain, there has to be actually concrete underneath the drains. So the drains, and I'll show a video of this, they're designed to be held in place by rebar. So they can't move side to side, and you wire them underneath to hold them in place. And then you put concrete underneath them to hold them. And that's really before you do your pour, before you put your gravel, you get your plumbing in. And the plumbing, because it's actually going to descend into the gravel or below the gravel, will have to get put in before I start putting in the gravel. The other thing is that sump well, as you can see, that is going to go quite a ways below the floor. So that hole's got to be dug with several inches around it, because you put concrete in around that thing to hold it down, especially if you're putting it in a wet spot where water might come up. It'll try to actually pick up the sump. That would be bad. But that surface here, that's going to be flush with the top of the floor. So it gives you an idea. I've got to go down maybe 2 feet. I haven't really measured it. But I want concrete beneath it to support the weight of it when it's full. I want concrete around it to grab the ribs to hold it in place. The pipe on the side, actually right in the center of your screen, is where the drain line will meet up. And that'll have to be very carefully put together, sealed with foam. And then when the concrete pours around it, that's going to be the final seal. There's no fancy way to do it. That's just going to take care of it. The side pipes aren't going to get used for this install. The discharge pipe will rise up and out of the well, go back down into the concrete pour, and go underneath the floor. I'm going to bury it about 1 foot and have it keep descending, and it will go out the back of the barn. So that's backhoe time. I'm going down 1 whole foot, and I'm going to be using ABS pipe to get it below the freeze line. It gets pretty cold in here, not that cold in the winter, but below the freeze line, but also to minimize any of the crush pressure. Also, if I go down at least 1 foot or so, if I ever decide to pave this, it'll be minimum effort to pick it up again later. If I grade this out and just grade right over it again and put concrete on top of it, that's another day, more dollars. Anyway, so lesson for the day: rototiller, mechanization. Use rototiller to rip up floor. Use lightweight aluminum shovel to put into bucket of tractor. Make dirt go away. Beats the heck. I have a pickaxe and I haven't had to use it yet. I feel pretty good about that. I'll be using that right along the edges to chase them. And that's pretty much it. I think I've said all there needs to be said. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.